Good morning. Welcome to Facebook Live number 9. So I've been doing these Facebook Lives every day, just a short little video on clinical sleep medicine tips. I'm Dr. Nishi Bhopal. I'm a physician specializing in integrative psychiatry, and I'm board certified in sleep medicine. I have a YouTube channel teaching physicians and therapists all about clinical sleep medicine. I'll put the link to that in the comments below. I also have an online course on clinical sleep medicine for physicians and therapists, and I'm going to be opening up registration in a couple of weeks. So I'll be doing a series of master classes on sleep supplements that you can use in your clinical practice. So stay tuned for that. Today we're talking about a simple sleep diary that you can use in your practice, and it's really simple and it can give you a lot of really useful information. So I'm going to show you the sleep diary that I like to use, which is the AASM, American Academy of Sleep Medicine Sleep Diary. It's a free PDF download, and I'll give you a couple of pearls as to how to use it and why I like using this one particularly. Thank you for joining me live. If you are watching the replay, please type replay in the comments so that I know that you're attending the recording. Also, let me know where you're from, what your specialty is, and if there's any specific challenges that you have in your practice with regard to seeing patients with sleep issues. I would love to know what sort of challenges that you're struggling with supporting your patients, and I'm happy to do cover any topics that would be relevant for you as it pertains to clinical sleep medicine. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can share my screen. I don't know if I know how to do that actually on Facebook Live. I'm sort of new to these Facebook Lives, so I am learning how to use this. Okay, so while I figure that out, I saw that there was a button to share screen, but maybe I can't do it right now. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the AASM Sleep Diary, and you know what? I might just do a workaround and text the images to myself, and then, sorry about that, I'm technically challenged today. Okay, so the American Academy of Sleep Medicine Sleep Diary is a free PDF download that I like to use, and I just want to show you what it looks like. And I've got it here on my phone. And my apologies for the technical issues today. Okay, so if I hold this up correctly. Okay, so the top one is the blank sleep diary. That's what it looks like. So it's a 2-week sleep diary, and it's a grid. And so there's weeks, this is kind of reversed for me, weeks 1 and 2. You see there, and then across the grid is a 24-hour period of time. And then you can see that the patient fills in the times that they were sleeping. They just shade in the boxes. They fill in when they were, they leave it blank if they were awake. They indicate when they went to bed, when they got out of bed, when they used alcohol, caffeine, medications, exercise, or anything else. So I tell patients, if there's anything else you think was relevant or that happened that day, just fill it in on the sleep diary. And so that way we can know, okay, well, that night the baby was crying and woke you up, or that day some other stressor happened that might have impacted your sleep. It's really helpful because, if you think back, what was your sleep like 10 days ago? You probably don't remember, right? Unless there was something really unusual that struck you. You probably don't remember. So this is a nice way to keep track of things. And I like to use it because even if your patient has a wearable, like I have an Oura Ring, if your patient is using some kind of, Apple Watch or a Fitbit or something else, those can be helpful for tracking. But I kind of like this old-fashioned pen and paper way of doing it because it does get the person thinking about their sleep. They're reflecting on it a little bit more. They're reflecting on correlations with things. And sometimes these trackers aren't totally accurate at capturing what was really going on with the person on a day-to-day basis. I do recommend to patients not to do more than 2 weeks. There's a reason that this grid is 2 weeks only. When people start tracking for more than 2 weeks, especially if they have insomnia, it can start to feed into more anxiety about sleep and more fixation on it and create more issues with sleep related to anxiety, insomnia, and so on. So I recommend tracking for no more than 2 weeks at a time, especially if the person does have sleep-related anxiety. So let me just show you the filled out portion, and I apologize that I'm not able to share my screen, but I'll just show it to you here. Okay, so it's kind of small, but on the bottom you can see, whoops, this reverse thing. Okay, you can see an example of what it looks like when it's filled in. And what do you notice there? I'll just hold this up for a second. Like, what do you notice on this sleep diary? Sleep's kind of all over the place. Lots of gaps, lots of awakenings, lots of naps, right? So these areas where you see these kind of chunks of sleep during the day, those are naps. There's lots of irregularity. So you can see how at a glance you get an immediate visual of what that patient's sleep pattern looked like. Versus a sleep diary that they kind of fill in. You know, you'll see some where it's like, it's all text and they're filling in when they went to bed, when they woke up, and it's like, it's all text based, but you don't get that really clear visual and you have to kind of sort through. Here you get that visual immediately and you can see, okay, immediately you can see there's a lot of irregularity for that person's sleep, the one I just showed you. There's lots of time spent in bed during the day. That's an easy thing you can start to work on. Maybe a little bit of sleep restriction is going to help consolidate those middle of the night awakenings. Maybe working on a consistent sleep schedule, working on a consistent wake time will help start to stabilize things. It was hard to see in that image that I just showed you because it was so small, but you'll see that sometimes they're going to bed like 4 hours before their sleep onset. So there's so many different things in that example that you can work on, and that's why I like to use this particular type of sleep diary. So I think I'll just leave it there for today. Okay, well, a couple other last quick things I'll just say about that is you can also get a really good sense of the patient's circadian rhythm. Oftentimes circadian rhythm disorders are misdiagnosed as insomnia. So you'll have patients who might have delayed sleep phase syndrome, so they're falling asleep several hours after their optimal bedtime, or their sleep schedule is misaligned with their day-to-day obligations. This can often get misdiagnosed as sleep onset insomnia. So you can get a sense from a sleep diary what the patient's circadian rhythm might look like. Or maybe they have advanced sleep phase syndrome where they're going to bed early, they're falling asleep early, and then they're waking up early in the morning, and that might get misdiagnosed as early morning awakenings. So those are just a couple little clues you can get from using the sleep diary. If you have any questions about it, let me know. If you use this sleep diary in your practice already, let me know. I'd love to hear your experiences with it. And if you have any pearls on how to use it, so just tell me in the comments below. Do you use the AASM Sleep Diary? If not, is it something you want to try? I recommend you download it and just start using it right away. We have it in our patient portal in my clinical practice, so we basically send it out to every patient who is struggling with sleep, or if we want to just get a better picture of what's going on with their sleep schedule. Okay, so doors to my sleep program are opening in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. You can follow this page, like this page, and you'll get notified as to any updates. You'll be notified as to when I'm going live again next. I'll be doing some live masterclasses on sleep supplements on February 13th, 14th, and 21st. I'll put the link to that in the comments if you want to see what that's all about. And I also have a free sleep mini course at intrabalance.com/doctors. I'll put that in the comments below too, so you can take a look. And it's just filled with lots of pearls that you can use in your outpatient practice. It's for physicians and therapists, because most of us only get about 2 hours of sleep medicine education in med school, but all of our patients have to sleep. So I hope this was helpful today. I'll let you know when I'm going live next, and I'll say bye for now.